Even in this hardest times, people need art, need music.
Art one day can help humanity. So.
Hello, you Metal Pilgrims, and welcome to the new interview episode on our new channel MP2 by Metal Pilgrim, with finally a Ukrainian band, which just makes me extremely happy to welcome my countrymates, amidst this very hard times for our nation. The guys over from Space of Variations are here. Hey guys, how are you?
Hey.
Oh, hello. Trying to be fine. Trying to be
alive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
alive, and we're glad.
Unfortunately, this is the reality we have to live through right now. And, as I always say, and I think we need to get it out of the way and just point out one more time before we even start the interview, just remind everyone that the biggest war in the middle of Europe, since World War II is still going on right now. So guys, continue supporting Ukraine in any way you possibly can. Support Ukrainian bands, donate money, spread the word, whatever you guys are able to do, please do that. We really fighting for everyone's freedom right now here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. All right, guys. Now that the most important part is out of the way, let's talk about you and the music. First of all, the main news about Space of Variations is, of course, the upcoming release of your new studio record, IMAGO. So first of all, congrats on finishing it up and making it ready amidst, this crazy time. I know being in Ukraine, it's already an accomplishment, an achievement right now. But can you guys take us back just for a moment and just talk a little bit about the idea behind this album and what was the creative process like?
Yeah, Alex will start first. Okay.
Yeah, I will tell about the idea, and Dima, I think, will tell about.
Yeah, I will add something maybe.
The main idea is already in the title of the album, I think. IMAGO, it means like adult insect state in entomology. So for us, it's like grown up, something like this. We feel that we are not the kids. We feel that we are on a new level. This title is about growing up. It's about going forward, and this album is like a mix of all our previous experience, and I think that's it. Everything you will hear on the record.
Yeah, and we work on it a few years, I guess, and this few years was full of transformations for us as artists, as human beings. And it's all in title, it's all in lyrics, it's all in notes, in noises. We feel that we are not the kids we used to be. We're doing this shit a lot of time since 2007, 8, maybe earlier even. So we're on stage and in metal music kind of a lot of time. And this album is like quintessential of our art. The best we could do in this moment. So yeah, I hope people will enjoy it.
The best until the next one comes. That's what usually.
Yeah. For now, the best.
All of the artists, right? Keep saying.
Yeah.
But guys, it really looks and it does sound like you try to pack everything you've got into this record, right? So what are the main lyrical themes running through this album? What is it about, lyrically? What do you guys?
So actually, it's about inner space. About all this different personalities that we have in our head. Who is this personalities? About inner dialogue, between yourself. This all this questions that we are asking ourselves. All these questions are in our lyrics. Sometimes we have some answers, sometimes there is no answer, but we're trying to no, actually it's reflection of our of my inner world, and lyrics is really big thing for me since I was a child. I always find this therapeutic effect in the lyrics. When I wrote it, I released all these thoughts from my head, and in some way life become more easier. I think this the lyrics on this album is one of the best I wrote. There is no lines in this album like, oh, let it be, something like this. All lines and all words are in their places. If someone find something in this words for themselves, it's super huge for me, because it's my inner world, and there is people who thinks like me, who feels like me, and it's connecting us. That's like the very special part of music, of art, how it connects such different people from all around the world, but they feel your words, they feel your music, they feel your pain, and it's a huge connector. So it's super cool.
Yeah, and I want to add here one thing that sometimes I feel that lyrics is like, I mean not our lyrics, some other bands, I feel that lyrics, it's not something really important, like when you screaming or like you make some pig squeals and other stuff. It like doesn't matter what you're screaming there, but I want to notice people who watching this interview that we have the lyrics that you have to read. You better read it, because we really believe in that, what we sing about. I mean, this our real thoughts, and these thoughts it means a lot to us, and we hope that we will find this like points that will resonate with other people who listen to this lyric, and this mechanism will like work all together.
So, do you guys think that the current war in Ukraine had any impact on the overall, album sound, either lyrically or musically?
Actually, this album was written before all this situation, but the war is going since 2014, and in lyrical way, we had these lines about war and about all this stuff, even in our most earlier releases. But for now, we made 2 videos right in this war period. 2 videos. Songs was recorded earlier, but we made 2 videos, and reflection of the war is definitely in these videos. Yeah, in IMAGO and in DNA video, our latest singles, there is words before the video about the war, and there is some and there is some visuals about the war in these videos, and definitely in our next releases somehow this theme will be opened, because it's already our reality, and we will be I think this situation will stay with us till the rest of our lives, it's part of us already.
I agree. I agree that, I think we as human beings, and I'm not talking about only Ukrainians, but just everyone will feel the repercussions of this war for very, very long time. All of us already right now, right? Our children are being raised in a world that you cannot call worryless anymore, and not like before there were no worries or before there were no wars, but no wars at such scale war ever in the world for the past 80 years. So yeah, I think we all will be, will be working on getting back to normal for a very long time.
If someone told me like 10 years ago, like even before 2014, that we will be in the center of this global war, I wouldn't believe to him, I guess. But since 2014, this reality came to our world, and that's what we have right now.
Going back to the music, when it comes to writing new material, how do you guys divide responsibilities? As I understand, Dima is mostly responsible for writing lyrics, but correct me here if I'm wrong. And what else? Who else? How is doing what basically?
Yes, you're right. Dima make like 90% of lyrics, I think. His parts, and sometimes I take the lyric that he write.
Sometimes I take some lines that Alex write too.
Yeah, but the most part Dima is Dima work, and I write my choruses. And on this record, I think like 90% songwriter, or maybe 80% songwriter, because I made the most of drafts for the songs. Other drafts were made by our bass player Anton, and this is my role. And then when we record this album, like final versions of the songs, I am that one who press record and who's sitting with all the musicians when we're recording, and I'm like some kind of producing some pre-producing of final sound, and this is the roles, I think. And other guys like working on their instruments. Anton is for bass parts, I mean. Tima, our drummer, he's for drums. That's it.
And how does working with the label like Napalm Records help at all? I mean, does it? Is there any difference, or is there none?
Yeah, actually, it's super. We are super appreciate that Napalm gives us this opportunity to feel free ourselves as artists. They don't get, in our processes. They don't try to change something. They just saying, make art, we will promote it, and it's super great. And there is a financial support, and actually it's super great to be on this label, because you're not homeless musician. You're on label officially, like it's your work. It's super great, and but it's and responsibility. But with responsibility, we are growing. So it's good anyway. All these deadlines, stuff like this, work just in plus for the band.
Yeah. Also, label is like a psychological state. When you're like a free indie musician, yes, you can make great art, you can do everything, you can release albums, but this is something special when you signed to major label, worldwide big label. It's like you feels like more, not better, but you feel like
Another
more
level.
serious, maybe, like you are part of something big, something like this, and it works. Even when you write in new music, when you work in new stuff, your like way of thinking somehow changed.
I think in a way it's a transition from music being your hobby and a side whatever project it is, which gives you nothing, which you give everything to, but gives you nothing. And the switch with a major label comes with that. It actually becomes, a business on one hand, and on
Yeah.
another hand, you start receiving something, a feedback from what you are producing and what you are doing.
Yeah, and actually, it's kind of a sign that you're on your way, that you're on the right way. And label gives you a lot more opportunities. It's opened a lot roads for you. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah. And I forgot what I'm trying to say, that the story how we was signed is so cinematic, because it was like they saw our show in Austria. Yeah, it was like from the movie, after the show. The guys from the label came to us and they told us, yeah, you're a cool band, let's make a deal. So it was not for like in emails here or chatting, something like this. It was in the real life, after real experience, after the show. So it's, when we are saying about this story, a lot of musicians saying to us like, oh shit, it's cool because we was messaging with them and stuff like this, and we had this real exclusive experience, exclusive for our century. But
it's true. It's like back from the 80s when you hear those stories.
Like Metallica.
Yeah, I'm a huge Judas Priest fan, and just remind me of that story how Scott Travis, their drummer, wanted to, become a part of the band for so long, and he actually wanted to set up a drum kit in front of the stadium where they would perform and just play so that they would notice him. Those who are not new to either of our channels know that I can be talking forever, so just a couple more questions and I'll let you go. Sorry, guys. But it's great to hear that the label is not really micromanaging you. So you can, basically be as creative as possible, but yet still this album, and of course I had a chance of listening to it already. I loved it. It is a great mix of, variety of genres. Yes, there's a main trade line of metalcore, but you basically can see a variety of influences, pouring in from different sides. So which are those influences for you? Who are the artists you look up to still, or you have been when you were growing up?
When we grown up, for me, if we start from beginning, first ever heavy band that I really liked, it was Metallica. I listened to, this was the second album that I checked, and I was a little bit even confused. I was 10, and first album was Injustice for All, and then I bought this Kill 'Em All, and was like, strange, is it the same band? But then I understood when I grew up, and of course, after Metallica was a lot of different bands, but I think if we talk about heavy music, it was the fathers for me. It was Metallica, it was Pantera, it was Cannibal Corpse, it was I don't know, maybe Gorefest or something like this, old death metal, brutal shit. And then I opened that no, and then internet started. Was started, and
You didn't have to exchange cassettes anymore.
and CDs, yes, and then this flow of bands was super huge. So I can't even imagine how many times we need to tell all of them. So this is the fun.
Yeah, actually, we had this question about influences on our album earlier.
Sorry, Dima. I want to say that this is I talked about influences to all my life, but about this album, this is a different question. And sorry, please continue.
Yeah, maybe. I feel a little bit of Prodigy vibes there, actually. And for me, it's super cool because I think like Prodigies from 2000s. This is huge music, super great rave electronics, and in some we like to combine heavy shit with some rave stuff, as we understood earlier. And I think one of these references, like from electronic, was kind of I don't. It's not Prodigy directly, but it's kind of vibe.
You know? The vibe.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And there are a lot of other like subconscious influences in this record, but I always say about it, and I will say one more time, when I work on a record, when I work on our music, I try to like isolate myself from some similar music similar to us. I mean, some heavy music, some new releases. I try to ignore it and listen to some ethnic stuff, or ambient music, something from super different genres, and I try to find this inner voice, inner taste, like something really space of variations, inside of me. And I think, of course, there are a lot of influences in our new album, but we always driven by this thought that if we like something, we will use it. If we like this part, we will leave it in the song. And the main thing is the energy and the if we like it,
Awesome. And speaking about energy, and which brings us to basically final question. I always say that heavy metal, rock and roll, all the heavy styles of music do not live on the internet. They live in real sweaty clubs, on festivals, wherever you can drink beer with or cranberry juice. No one fucking cares what you drink at a metal show. Realistically,
just headbanging.
Yeah, exactly. This is where real experience is going on, and as I remember, but correct me here if I'm wrong. For those who don't know, Ukrainian males are not allowed to leave the country unless they're going on promoting Ukraine and talking about the war in Ukraine. I believe that you guys were allowed to leave, and go on tour and promote Ukraine. So, are you guys planning on taking this album on the road? And if so, with what message are you going to, come out?
Yeah, of course, dude. We have 2 tours. I don't know if you know, European UK tour. We have like in a few weeks, in 2 weeks, I guess. And then after a few days, we're flying to United States to play shows with Jinjer, Bandit, POD, Malevolence. It will be huge venues and massive shows. And of course, we had this permission for our Ministry of Culture and we're here to speak about Ukraine from the stage, on the backstages, and wherever, on interviews, wherever we can, and to play our music, to show our music to the world, to show our Ukrainian product, and that's why we're here. Yeah, and that's our goal.
Yeah, the culture now for us is like a tool, and we have this tool. We work with this tool, and this tool can help us to share the truth with the world. It's like a mental loudspeaker, and we have this loudspeaker, and we will use it. We will talk as much as we can about the situation in Ukraine, and of course, some part of proceeds, like money, will be we will send to charity, to some funds for people who need it in Ukraine, for military, for helping, and yes, this is the goal.
And actually, it's super strange because now we had such active period. Our album will be released in 1 week. We have all these tours. We have 53 shows in 2.5 months. And as I remember, when the war starts, I thought this is the end. Like maybe I thought that maybe it's the end of the band, even because who needs musicians when the war is on our streets? And I was wrong, because people need music so much, especially in these hard times, because it helps them to switch, and it's something from their normal life. They want this normal life back, and that's how they relax their brain, and that's how they feel they're artists, and you understand what I'm saying. So I was wrong. Even in this hardest times, people need art, need music, and it's one of the main for them. Actually, they try to escape from this harsh reality in art, and it helps.
This is exactly why I restarted all of our channels, to bring heavy metal back to everyone around the world, and and also helps us shout around the world that the biggest war is still going on in the middle of Europe. So guys, don't be a stranger. Never normalize it in your head. This is the most important thing. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Any last message? Anything you want to share with the world before we bid farewell?
Yeah, I will say, stay with Ukraine. We are on the right side of history. Try to help as much as you can. Just try to be a good person. It's hard because life is always testing you. And you always have this battle inside of you, always this battle between good and bad things. And all the good things should win, and we need to try to be better versions. It's kind of cliche, but it's huge if you think about this. If you think about it, because it's a life path. You will never be like in some point of your life, oh, I'm a good person. That's all. I'm okay with it. It's a path, and just try not to be a douchebag, and because and not to treat yourself like an animal. But sometimes animal is not as cruel as people. So I don't know. Maybe our species, Homo sapiens, is doomed. I have no idea.
We'll see.
But
This,
sure.
this is your
Yeah.
final message.
Yeah, maybe Homo sapiens is doomed.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Oh, yeah. And I want just to add, I absolutely agree everything that Dima told, and I want to add that please stay tuned to our music, stay tuned to art, because I believe that art is a super important thing that even one day can help humanity. So stay tuned and listen to our new record on September 23 and stay with Ukraine, of course. Yes, we will win.
100%. Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
Thank you so much, guys. Space of Variations, once again, their latest studio album. The new one is coming out in just about a week. IMAGO, please make sure to check it out. Thank you, guys, and keep rocking. See ya. Slava Ukraini.
See ya.